on YouTube right here. Also Garden State Weather on Facebook, and Garden State WX on Twitter, and Garden State WEA on Twitter as well. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith, and it's raining outside right now in the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. It's been a pretty raw kind of day, McNasty, if you'd like to say that. And temperatures right now are still in the 40s and 30s here in central and coastal New Jersey, southern areas as well. And temperatures falling off now. We're looking at latest mosaic Doppler radar here, composite here, and we're starting to see freezing rain mixing in here across portions just south of Ithaca into the Ohio River Valley here, and there's been lots of storm reports here. We'll get to those in a minute. First of all, here's our Arctic front here with waves and ripples of low pressure along it. Here comes the first one here over Pittsburgh, and this will be moving very slowly with the winds are parallel to this front. So the temperatures behind this front are very cold here in the upper Midwest. Minnesota, Minneapolis right now is at 4, and temperatures are going to start falling off once this cold front gets through, but we can already see the thermal profile here changing the precipitation types up here to Albany, where it's starting to mix in with some freezing rain as the temperatures are beginning to drop off slowly. This is an anafrontal situation. Anafrontal situation is precipitation that is back building on the front that is current over this area right now, draped all the way down. A lot of storm reports today, a lot of lightning here in Birmingham. We've had a couple of fatalities. We've had tornadoes in this region here in the warm sector here. And we're going to focus on the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia I-95 corridor moving forward. Let's see if we can take this one off. And then we're going to get to Radarscope. Let's take a look at Radarscope right now, and these are already the reports coming in. Lots of rain here across the Ohio River Valley area, here into portions of Washington, D.C., and some fog is being reported this evening as well. This is off of the, I think this is Binghamton's radar here, and you can already see the returns here showing up with the front being parallel to this. Rain here on the south side mixing in with freezing rain, and now even some snow as you get further north here. So this is what's happening right now. And if we drop this down into Fort Dix, it's just rain. So rain for now, as we can see this, but it's also already over Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, and portions of northeastern Pennsylvania already starting to mix in with some freezing rain or some ice pellets here across the area. This would be some ice pellets across the area. We're looking at the precipitation depiction right now. Okay, right now it's 43 degrees with a winter weather advisory in effect for West Orange, New Jersey here at the Weather Center tonight. It's 42 at Rutgers University's meteorology program in New Brunswick. The wind is out of the northeast at 3, gusting to 4 miles per hour. Temperatures already coming down through southern, northern, western New Jersey. Walpack 36, Sandyston at 35, 38 at Sussex. So the temperatures are bleeding cold into the area, still above freezing here, so that's why it's still rain. And across central and southern New Jersey, the warm spots are about 49 degrees. So this is the latest temperatures right now. They range anywhere from around 39 at High Point, 35 at Sandyston, 36 in Montgomery and up the Hudson River Valley. Danbury's already at 39. Mount Pocono's at 37, and these temperatures are slowly bleeding. All that cold air is slowly bleeding down. Dew points right now are in the upper 30s to low 40s, and that makes absolutely the relative humidity at about 100% anywhere you go. Wind speeds are basically light right now, and not really seeing some stronger wind gusts here right along Fortescue, right along Atlantic City Marina, and right along Lower Township from the New Jersey Department of Transportation. We do have a lot of hazards here. Over northwestern New Jersey, the lower Hudson Valley area, into Connecticut, Waterbury, uh, Middletown, Connecticut, Middletown, New York, and into portions of Sussex, Warren counties here in New Jersey, also Morris County in New Jersey. We're looking at winter weather advisories from 6 a.m. tomorrow through 4 p.m. tomorrow. Dense fog advisories until 9 o'clock this evening because all that rain is going to increase the winds ahead of the front, and that should dissipate some of the fog, but replace it with winter weather advisories for around 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain or ice accumulation here in New Jersey, and that's from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Friday for Morris, Warren counties here, Pennsylvania, Northampton, Lehigh, and Berks County. So the rain will transition to freezing rain tomorrow morning. The freezing rain forecast to transition to sleet and snow before ending tomorrow afternoon. Little snow accumulation. The main concern here is the ice. And again, through southeastern New York, again, the main problem here is going to be the winter weather advisories. We're expecting up to 1 to 2/10 of an inch of freezing rain here between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. tomorrow. Slippery road conditions, obviously. Dense fog advisories here until 9 o'clock tonight in these areas here. And that would be for northern and northwestern New Jersey, east central, northeastern, southeastern Pennsylvania until 9 o'clock tonight. So we're not really, now it's driving tonight. The visibilities are terrible out there. We have no advisories here for the coastal areas. We have small craft advisories and dense fog advisories, I think, out here. Yeah, and small craft advisories. And on the Jersey Shore, we have small craft advisories and gale warnings in effect. So it's going to be a very active day around here once this front gets through. And of course, all of these back in here, this is all winter weather advisories. So, you know, this is moving from northwest to southeast, so these advisories will be constantly changing over the next several hours as that front nears through. Let's get into the observations right now. We'll do the air temperatures right now, and as you can see, air temperatures are falling off quite nicely into the 30s. They remain in the 40s here in central and southern New Jersey and the 50s here in Delaware. That's all going to change very slowly because this front's going to be coming through very slowly. Now, the other thing that I wanted to look at tonight was the precipitation, and we're going to look at this from a 24-hour perspective. So over the last 24 hours, we have already received 3/4 to almost an inch of rain in spots. Hover over. Let's see if we can hover over here. Yeah, there's some areas here near Branchville in Sussex County that have already received almost 90/100ths of an inch of rain. So plenty of rain has been felt in this area naturally, as this is where the frontal forcing is located over these areas. But this is all going to switch southeast, including New York City and parts of the coast as we head into the next 24 hours. And so far, this winter storm is causing a lot of outages around the area. Tennessee has 148,629 outages here. Ohio, Texas, Arkansas, Kentucky. This was updated this evening, just a few minutes before this broadcast. And these outages are probably going to increase over a large portion of West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, northeastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York City and Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island, due to the fact that, you know, we're going to be mixing with sleet, freezing rain, and that's going to have a high weight on the electrical grids. Now here in New Jersey for Morris, Sussex, and Warren counties here, we're already seeing a number of closures here. Chatham schools will have an early dismissal closures for tomorrow. Let's hold on one second. Mine Hill Township, Mount Arlington Public Schools, Mount Olive Schools, Rockaway Township Public School District, Roxbury Township Public School District will have closures for tomorrow. In Sussex County at Hopatcon, it's a 2-hour delay tomorrow. Lenape Valley Regional, 2-hour delay. No other closures here as of yet in Sussex County, but that could change. In Warren County, Alamunchee Township Public School Systems, Township School District, Franklin Township, along with the rest of the Warren Hills Cluster, Great Meadows Regional School, Hackettstown School District, Washington Borough School District, and Warren Hills School District are all closed tomorrow. And this list could be growing. This is a good way to look at national temperatures here from, well, pivotal weather here. And as we get through the forecast period, you can see, we're the warm spots here in Florida, but there's been plenty of iguanas that are, earlier in this forecast that are landing in people's backyards waiting for it to warm up. Yeah. Damn, right? National temperatures this hour, close to 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock this evening, actually. Here comes the bleeding of the cold air along the Arctic front here. Here comes all that cold air. But notice most of it is still stuck up in Canada, the upper Midwest, into New England, but that doesn't matter. Even look at Texas. I mean, it's crazy, right? This cold air. This cold air here, right now, actually in the modeling, is going to continue to redevelop over the next 10 days, while the West Coast begins to warm up, like it's showing now, and the East Coast will become very warm. But that's a story for another day. We're not going to get into that right now. Right now, these areas are in winter weather advisories, but I do caution you that the National Weather Service is also paying close attention to this because ice storm warnings generally occur when you have accretion of ice approaching 1/4 of an inch or higher. And as of, let's say, tomorrow afternoon, Friday evening at 7 p.m., when the precipitation ends, if you live in these areas here, you're approaching this. In northern Bergen County, here into Yonkers, you could be approaching this. Middletown, New York, Scranton, Pennsylvania, these areas here, Poughkeepsie, these areas could be cautionary. We're looking at the NAM model guidance right now. I'm going to use the National Blend of Guidance, which I've been using from all of the National Weather Service's tier of suites of model guidance here. But right now, it's just a winter weather advisory. But ice storm warnings could be issued if this actually occurs. And of course, we're looking at the FRAM, which is the accumulation or the estimate of ice accretion on elevated horizontal surfaces based on empirical data. Lighter precipitation, stronger winds, and colder wet bulb temperatures increase accretion efficiency. So getting over the bridges tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night is not going to be pretty at all, in or out of New York City. And this would basically occur here over the off of the New Jersey, out of New Jersey here into southern New England, the Hudson River Valley area here. We're talking about the possibility of seeing estimated amounts in 1/2 of an inch or 1/3 of an inch here from northeastern Pennsylvania into Middletown, New York, Poughkeepsie. Again, these areas here are likely to be in an ice storm warning if the National Weather Service in Binghamton updates this. That's out of the realm. Well, this area here is part of the National Weather Service in Mount Holly. So we'll see, if there's going to be any updates to that. But further south, it doesn't look like it. going back to the National Weather Service's blend of models here for the total snow accumulation in 10-to-1 ratio. And again, nothing is going to be really a 10-to-1 ratio here as you get up here. But, you know, towards Albany and back towards here, Oneonta. And, you know, this will probably fill in as we head into the next 10 days, but, you know, that's not our main concern. Our main concern is the ice or FRAM, the accumulated amount of ice on surfaces here. And, you know, if I'm using a blend of the models, it's going to be different than using each individual model. So this criteria up here probably holds true from Scranton into Middletown, New York to Poughkeepsie, maybe up to Springfield here for an ice storm warning. But right now, we're not in that. And right now, until Sunday here, we're looking at about a 10th to 1500ths of an inch, maybe 1800ths of an inch in Yonkers, New York City, about 7 here, about 7/10. So, and then south of that, you can forget it. We're going to go back and look at the 925 millibar temperatures here. This is about 3,000 feet in the atmosphere from the 18Z HRR version 4 model. This is a 1 kilometer model. So, you know, at 3,000 feet, we've got all that warm air advection coming in from off the ocean, and our temperatures are above zero at 3,000 feet. But that's already starting to change as we head into the morning. And this is what's important. It's not what's important at the surface. It's what's important aloft that changes your precipitation type around. And we're starting to see that coming in at 3,000 feet off of the 18Z model guidance from the HRR version 4 at 3,000 feet here. We're starting to see the temperatures drop precipitably from above zero here, well above zero, like 10, 12 degrees, okay? And all that warm air advection coming in from off the ocean ahead of this warm front, making temperatures like 12, 13, 14 degrees above Celsius. But here's that cold push coming in, and you can see it. And by the afternoon, that's where, you know, where the precipitation is going to change over here from late morning, slow slide down here, and it's going to get cold around here. And by evening tomorrow, it's cold. It's cold at 3,000 feet and down to the surface as well. And the other thing I wanted to look at is the maximum radar here. So let's dial you back. Well, let's use the latest 18-hour model guidance here, and you can see got the wrong thing in here. Want to do the radar from the HRR here off the latest evening outlook here. So you can see the freezing rain building in to Mount Pocono, Newburgh, New York, just before dawn tomorrow morning. Moderate to heavy rain across northeastern New Jersey, and that's going to change over. We can see that. And it holds all of this over Newburgh and Sussex and Mount Pocono and Avoca down. Let's take this back to 18Z where we have a better picture of this. And by tomorrow afternoon, it's exiting. So this is a small window here. This is the HRR model guidance right now. So, it makes sense with the National Weather Service blend of forecast and probably much so with the National Weather Service offices in both Mount Holly and New York City. And we'll take a look again at this. And this looks good. This looks good. So this area has to be monitored. This area definitely from Mount Pocono, Avoca Scranton, Williamsport, Newburgh, into the Connecticut River Valley area here, northwestern New Jersey, into the northern suburbs here of Warren County, Sussex, Bergen, into New York City has to be monitored very closely. And then after that, things quiet down, and we have a very quiet weather period coming up after that. So again, you can follow us here on Garden State Weather Premium on YouTube, also on Garden State Weather Facebook, Garden State WX on Twitter, and Garden State WEA on Twitter as well. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. Be safe out there tomorrow morning. It's going to be a tough travel time, especially across southern New York, Connecticut, the lower Hudson Valley area, central and northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey into the New York City area, and the bridges here as well. We'll be monitoring everything and going through this forecast with you as we always do. Have a safe evening and a safe morning commute tomorrow, and we'll be live and with you tomorrow morning on Friday.